What's up? I'm Mike Adam.
My name is Jim Shear.
This is a show we call Gimme 5. We talk all things music. We're going to branch out into movies at some point, and we need to put that together.
Maybe food?
Food? We could do food, too. We like to eat.
What if we explode in the food world, but never in the music world? Wouldn't that be ironic?
It would happen, I know. All right, so today's topic is infamous artist arrests that have been all but forgotten. Jim, give me 5.
Here's the thing with this list. I know a lot of rockers and rappers that have been arrested.
Yeah.
And I haven't forgotten about it because they have that bad boy image.
Yeah.
So I think for my list, it's people that have kind of cleaned up their images.
Okay.
They're upstanding citizens, and that's why we have forgotten
Right.
that they were arrested.
Exactly.
At number 5, the King Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys. In 1987, the Beastie Boys were on tour in England. I guess a fan threw a beer can on stage. Ad Rock hit it with a baseball bat. It deflected off the bat and hit a girl's face, and he was arrested on assault charges.
Wow.
Yeah, we sometimes we forget about that.
Yeah.
Number 4, Queen Latifah. She was arrested in 1996 for possession of marijuana and possession of a firearm. And in 2002, she was arrested for a DUI. Now, Queen Latifah is politician lovable, and that's why we forget that she was arrested a couple times. At number 3, Jay-Z. In 1999, he was arrested for assault. I believe he was in a club and he stabbed a record label exec.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that is he was just starting to break out then.
Yeah.
Imagine if that screwed up his career.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Jay-Z. We wouldn't have Jay-Z and Beyonce. At number 2, Mark Wahlberg, and since this is a music list, I guess we'll call him Marky Mark.
Yeah.
When he was 16 years old, he was arrested for attempted murder. And he just had a wild day. I think he was hopped up on some illegal substances, and I think he beat a person with a stick, almost made them go blind, and beat up someone else, and he was shouting out racial slurs. But we've forgotten about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's A-list Hollywood actor now.
Was that your number 1 there?
No, that was number 2.
Wow, what's
number 1 for me, Bruno Mars. In 2010, he was arrested for cocaine possession.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him shortly after this arrest. I didn't ask him about the arrest because I worked on a Saturday morning music video show that was very light and fluffy.
Yeah.
I could have asked him about it, but it was a pre-taped show, so they could have easily said, all right, Bruno, interview's over. So what I did during that interview and during the banter off camera was basically trying to infer, dude, you're so talented. Don't freaking screw it up. So I don't know if he took my advice, but he's doing well now.
Yeah.
But I knew that he was going to be this breakout talent.
I know.
And it's so frustrating.
And,
like, what are you thinking, man?
like,
you're going to screw it up.
And like Jay-Z, it was right before.
Yes!
I know.
Yes!
I know. All right, so at the number 5 spot for me, Vanilla Ice. Back in 91, you think he's this hip-hop rapper or whatever, but back in 91, he was arrested for, I think it was a illegal firearm, and he was like threatening a homeless person with it or something crazy like that. So, you don't really think of Vanilla Ice getting arrested. You think of Vanilla Ice getting beat up and picked on. At the number 4 spot, Bruno Mars. He pled guilty to those cocaine charges. It was, back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just crazy because he was right on the cusp of, and I was like, is this going to screw up everything? But thankfully it didn't because he's such a huge talent. At the number 3 spot, Will Smith getting charged with aggravated assault back in 89.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forgot about this. He beat some guy to a pulp. Like he was almost completely blind. And I think the charges were dropped eventually. So luckily he didn't get.
Doesn't that happen in Philly on a daily basis?
Not with
like
Will
when you
Smith,
walk to
but
work?
yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not that bad. At the number 2 spot, Jay-Z. That happened in 99. He actually pled guilty to that. He stabbed a record exec. I forget what the squabble was about, but now you look at Jay-Z, you see this family man with
You think
his
of him almost
daughter.
as like a politician, hanging out with the Obamas.
Yep, and along those same lines, I'm surprised you didn't bring this one up, actually. Snoop Dogg.
Well, I didn't forget about that.
He was charged with murder.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think he did it. And it's just, it's funny because kids now, they see him on records with like Katy Perry or whatever, and he's this pop rapper.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't know or they don't think of, Death Row. He had a murder rap. It's crazy.
Now, sadly, I didn't forget about that murder because it came with such a catchy song. Murder was the case that they gave me.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I also haven't forgotten about Frank Sinatra's arrest, because if you go to any pizza place in New York City, his mugshot is on the wall. So he would have made the list if those freaking mugshots weren't on the wall of every pizzeria in New York City. So let us know your thoughts below. For Mike Adam, my name is Jim Shear, and we will see yins later.